In this video, we're going over some things that prevent 90% or more of players from being actual good players and getting to those higher levels to be great and perhaps even elite players. So you want to make sure you are working on these things and avoiding some of these things as well. I'll tell you which is which as we go through this video. That's coming up next. Before we get started, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Soccer Supplement. Soccer Supplement has a wide array of different supplements that are perfect and made for footballers, used by such professionals as Harry Kane and Paulo Dybala. They have absolutely everything you need to have the edge in matches, to recover faster, to have more energy, and so much more. Some of my favorites are the Focus 90 and Fuel 90, which basically helps give you more energy and so that you stay hydrated for the duration of the match. Another one of my favorites is the Recover 90, which is something that helps you get back your electrolytes, carbohydrates, and get good protein in after you've played or trained. And ultimately, there is so much more that Soccer Supplement has as well that's just going to really give you that edge and that extra boost you need in matches to be a standout player. So check out the link down below for more information. They are even hooking me up with a 30% discount for my audience. That's you. Just use the code Simplysoccer30 at checkout or use the link in the bio. I highly recommend you get their Pro Pack. It's going to give you everything you need, including things like probiotics, different vitamins that footballers need, and so much more. So if you're ready to start playing like a pro, to start fueling up like a pro, and to start recovering like one, I would go check it out. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the rest of this video. So let's jump right into it now. And the first one we're going over is football IQ or intelligence. And this is something I've covered before, but it is worth repeating over and over again until you get the message and actually go out and work on this. And it's because it doesn't really matter how skillful you are on the ball. It doesn't matter how good your fundamentals are. All of those things are important. But if you don't have the IQ to know when to do what, if you don't have the intelligence to know what space to take up, what runs to make, when you should make this decision or that decision, it really doesn't matter how skillful you are, how good you are with the physical skills. You could be the fittest player, the most skillful player, the best goal scorer, but a goal scorer who doesn't have a high soccer IQ is probably not getting into the right positions, making the right runs, not really giving themselves the opportunity to score goals. So you need to have that intelligence. You need to be working on your IQ, studying the game, studying your own game, and understanding what good decision making looks like so that you can start doing that for yourself. And I can tell you, most players don't have good decision making. This is something that good to great to elite players have. You cannot get to the higher levels of football, move up the ranks, get on that really good club team, get on a really good collegiate team, or even get to the pro level, semi-pro, pro level if your decision making is poor. In fact, in the comments put, I am improving my football IQ, if that resonates with you, and we'll move on to the next one. And the next thing is super obvious as well, but not enough players in my eyes are doing it, and it's to study what the top pros are doing and implement that in your own game. It's great to watch the football and maybe watch certain things for entertainment, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do that as well. I love watching football. But if you're looking to become a better player, to actually study what pros are doing, what the best are doing, and start bringing everything you can that you have available to you, that you can in your current situation, into your own training and your own life in order to replicate what they're doing. You know, you get behind the scene videos now for professional clubs. You can see what type of training they're doing. You can buy programs. There's so many things you can do in this day and age to get a peek at some of the best methods that are going to help you improve as a footballer. Guess what? 20, 30, even 10 years ago, you couldn't do that. But in this day and age, you can, because you have so much available to you. And I'm just asking you to use the tools that are available to you. So look at what the pros are doing. Look at how they're eating. Look at how they're training. Look at how they're recovering. You know, what is it they're doing, and what can you bring into the way you train, into the way you live, that's going to make you a better footballer. Next is to practice specific scenarios in your training that you're going to find yourself in during matches. And again, this is something not many players do, but the players who understand how getting better works, the players who are really looking to improve, move up levels, really get to the highest level they possibly can, they do this. They look at areas of their game that, if I work on this, will this help me have more impact in matches? So they practice these scenarios, game-like situations. You know, if they're a midfielder, they're probably practicing operating in tight space and making good decisions. They're probably practicing being able to see most of the field and have awareness. They're probably practicing how to know when to play that ball versus when to hold on to it, slow or speed up the tempo. And these are things you want to start becoming aware of. So what in your position can you specifically work on, really hone on, really strengthen, that's going to help you have a bigger impact in matches? For example, the common example I like to give is if you're a striker, obviously your goal scoring, your movement to get into positions to score is going to be paramount and something you want to work on quite a bit. Because if you're a striker who doesn't make most of their chances or isn't much of a goal threat, I mean, what team at a higher level is going to want to take you? And lastly, I want to mention this, even though it has to do with intelligence and decision making, it's kind of tied in there, but it's a part of it and I want to mention it, and it's practice awareness. And every player can get better at this, but especially if you're in some kind of pivot position, if you're in a midfield position where you need to be able to see the whole pitch at all times, this is so key. And that's just the practice awareness. Knowing where things are on the pitch, including where the space is, where your opponents are, where your teammates are, you know, always scanning, looking over your shoulder, having that awareness, being hooked and tuned into the game. Because the more you do that, the better you're gonna play, the better decisions you can make. And again, even if you're the most skillful player, the most fit player, both of those things, if you're making terrible decisions because you have lack of awareness, well, you're not gonna really be an asset to your team. In fact, you'll be a liability. So awareness is something to really work on. Incorporate that into your game-specific drills. Make sure you're treating it like a game. You're scanning, you're looking up, you're making sure you know where things are, right? That's only gonna help you have more information to make better decisions as you play. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you really wanna become a smarter player, I really recommend you check out this video below. Again, check out the soccer supplement stuff down below, which is gonna help you with living like a pro, being more like a pro. So check that down below, and I'll see you in the next video.